Okay, welcome to the first press conference for the Classic Sub-Junior and Junior World Championships here in Romania. And first up, we have our first lifters that kicked off the Classic session for us yesterday. In the 53 kilo division, we have Gavin, Magg, and Derek Lee. So first of all, congratulations on getting to the World Championships and on coming out here and registering a total and finishing strong. We're really proud of your performances. First off, I want to go to Gavin and just ask you to sort of recap your day yesterday for everyone who didn't get to see it and kind of how the day unfolded for you.
Well, I didn't move as much weight as I wanted to in all my lifts, but squats were feeling pretty good. That last one I could have had, but then the head judge took it. I think I could have had.
What do you mean the head judge took it?
Or like he told him to take it. I think he saw a downward movement and he took it early, but you can't do anything about that. Bench for me moved pretty good, just not as high as I wanted to. And then deadlift just moved slow all day. So. Okay,
and what was your favorite part about competing at the World Championships?
Just the experience to be here and yeah.
All right, and let's go over to Derek. So, Derek, first thing, you were affectionately titled La Derek by the by the announcer. How did you feel about that nickname?
Derek sounds like a good nickname to me.
All right, and Derek, why don't you take us through your day as well?
Night started off pretty bad. Couldn't get any sleep. I used to sleeping here even though I've been here about 3 days before a beat. But squat started off pretty good. First squat was super fast, super good. Everything was basically perfect. But after that, kind of went downhill. Second and third squat, repeat the same weight. Just couldn't get it up after my sticking point. Bench went pretty good. Went for 3 for 3 on bench. Everything was quite perfect. Just numbers weren't as high as I wanted to. Met my meet PR, pretty good. And then deadlift, first one, good, fast, explosive. Got 145 out. And then just couldn't get 152. Stuck to the ground.
What was going on with your deadlift? Because you were really hyped up, and in the warm-up room, you know, like you were feeling really confident going into deadlifts that you were going to make some moves, and then the second one just couldn't get it up. Third attempt as well was just stuck to the floor. What do you attribute it to?
Probably might be something in my pecs. My pecs felt pretty weird after pulling that deadlift. It was also my patience with it. I could have stuck with it a little bit longer. Kept on pulling off the ground. Kept on giving it my all.
Did you rewatch the live stream and kind of see like that you gave up on it a little bit early, that you could have stayed a little more patient? And then also, did you speak to your coach about it since then? And do they have any kind of advice on what we can do better in the future?
Yeah, I saw the clips on the live stream. Definitely looked like it could have kept on pulling longer when I know in the past I've pulled for way longer. And it is something I want to talk to my coaches about, learn more, get more experience on for next time.
Guys, with this being your first international meet, what do you think was the hardest factor kind of outside of the meet, like in preparing for it, you know, such as, you know, travel or food or jet lag? What kind of gave you, if anything, the most trouble? What was the most challenging for you?
For me, it was traveling. We were in an airport for about 2 days, and then weight loss. I had to lose about 12 pounds through the summer to get down to this weight, so that was hard.
My weight cut, it was pretty easy, pretty simple. Went from about 122, 123 down to 118 over a span of about 4 weeks. Didn't do any major water cuts really, didn't do any sauna. But I just felt like I didn't have the strength in me. Traveling, I'm used to traveling by myself, and so it's just really just spending time alone. And so probably worst part was sleeping, just couldn't adjust to the sleep schedule.
So this question is for Gavin. Gavin is one of the two coaches that was in the back that got to see both of y'all both prepare in the back and perform on the platform. That last deadlift, y'all were kind of close. It was the same amount of weight, and kind of watched you kind of jump around a little bit and get yourself typed. How did you prepare being as tired as you were? What was your process for kind of getting ready to do that last deadlift? Because you went out and got it successfully and it looked really good. How'd you get ready for that?
I just cranked my music. I just focused. I stretched a little bit, make sure my legs were loose, and I just went out there knowing that I had to do it to beat Derek. Otherwise, I wasn't going to, so.
Again?
What song were you listening to?
One by Metallica and Fight Fire with Fire from Metallica.
Solid. That's a solid playlist.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any questions for Derek or Gavin? Anyone else have any questions? Okay, so going forward, let's start with Gavin. What's your next goal after coming to the World Championships, and what is it that you're going to take away from these World Championships into your future lifting career?
I hope I can win nationals again next year and come back to either another North American, or another World Championships next year.
And Derek, same question.
Just want to shoot for the IPF again. Just train harder, hit it more intense, get back to work.
All right. Well, thank you both for your hard work and your great performances, and for opening up the classic session for the Sub Junior and Junior World Championships here, representing Team USA really well. We're proud of you, and we're looking forward to see what you do next. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Here, we can adjust it for him. Okay, perfect. That'll actually work. Okay, so next up, we've got Trinity Klinger in the 47-kilo sub-junior weight class, and then we've got Bodhi Leco, 59-kilo junior lifter. I want to start off with Bodhi because he's a savvy veteran of the group. He's probably the most experienced lifter that we have on the entire junior team. You're a two-time sub-junior world champion at this level. First of all, what does World Championships mean to you and being back here again?
It means quite a lot. You get to show everything that you've been working at, and you get to lift with the best lifters in the world, and you get to battle out to see who's the best, and truly the best of the best only get to come here.
And Trinity, this is your first time at the World Championships. So what was your favorite thing about being here at the World Championships?
Just like the experience, getting to come to a foreign country and like lift with all these amazing people, and yeah.
So Trinity, let's start off by having you take us through your day. It started off early with a weight cut situation. Why don't you just kind of tell us how you ended up making weight, and then you can go into your performance.
Well, to make weight, I was spitting, I was doing the sauna thing, because I'd already been like water loading all week and cutting before that. And like I was just like barely off, and eventually we ended up having to cut my hair. And so my mom had to like hack it off, but thankfully I could get it touched up before this.
It looks awesome. So, yeah, okay, Eleni has a question right away. Let's go to Eleni.
Not a question, but a statement. But you're rocking the new hairstyle, so I say it was worth it.
So Trinity, you started off with a rough cutting situation, but then from there, tell us how the day unfolded.
Back squat, I think went pretty well. I made all three. I think I could have gone like to 80, but the coaches were a little cautious because of my weight cut situation. which I completely understand, and it saved me for deadlift. And then for bench, I didn't do too great. I only made the first one, but it still put me on the board, so that was nice. And then deadlift, I got a PR and a state record, so.
That's amazing. And you told me beforehand that you had some goals for deadlift. Did you achieve those goals?
Yeah, I wanted to hit 90.
Congratulations. Yeah. And tell us what happened on bench.
On bench, I think I was just on the second bench press, my butt came up, and I was using a lot of energy for that, so then my next one I had just, burned out.
And wasn't there a situation with the blocks?
Yeah, because I used the blocks on my second attempt, and, I guess it was too high, so I, pushed up.
Yeah, so what would you say going forward? What are you going to do about the bench blocks? Are you going to use those, or are you not?
No, probably not. My feet can touch the ground, so it's fine. And then, I'll try to get a better technique for next time.
All right, and then I guess the most obvious question is, are you going to stay at 47, or are you going to go up to 52?
I think I'm going to try to stay at 47, just so I can definitely come back next year and hopefully smoke it. I don't know.
All right, great. Well, we'll look forward to that. Okay, Bodhi, let's go over to you. First is just take us through your performance on the day and give an assessment of how you did. I know you were in an extremely small flight that went really fast. And do you think that had an effect on the performance today?
Yeah, I think it did. By the time I got to deadlift, I was pretty fatigued, and I think that kind of showed. But my body needed a rest beforehand anyways, but it showed it today.
Go through your list.
I ended up with 418 on squat, and then I ended up getting, I think, 107.5 kilos on bench, and then 250, which is just my opener on deadlift, which I ended up getting gold medal with. But I didn't get near what I wanted to in each lift, but I was able to stay in it and was able to get third place overall, which I'm happy with.
Bodhi, this question's for you. You're very experienced on the international stage. However, it's been at least a couple years since you've competed internationally, and if I'm understanding correctly, it's just kind of life and work and all that. Just maybe elaborate and describe how kind of the adjustment that you've had to make to kind of keep training and get back to this level.
Yeah, coming into nationals, I was able to train 3, 4, 5 times a week, and I was able to stay on top of my lifts and everything. And then after nationals, work started picking up again, and been out of town, and even when I wasn't out of town, I've just been working so much I haven't been able to get time to go to the gym even when I'm around home. So I've only been able to get to the gym once or twice a week, but I've just been trying to stay on my lifts each week and get them done and try to stay on top of them to at least see what I could do.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to do that. This next question is for Trinity. Trinity, with your first international meet, I think everyone hears the horror stories of missing planes and things like that for some of our other international lifters, and you also experienced that for your very first international meet. That had to be pretty stressful. But just kind of give us your thoughts on that, and finally making it here, and how were your nerves and stuff like that once you got here?
After hearing that my flight was canceled, I was pretty stressed. I was like, are we even gonna make it to the competition on time for me to be okay? And I mean, we made it here last night, so it wasn't ideal, but it also wasn't too bad. So I could still go to bed on time, but I didn't sleep very well. So.
We got a question here from Luella.
All right, I just have a question for Trinity. This is your first international meet. Congratulations. I'm just wondering that, what was it like going in so overwhelmed with the problem of cutting weight, the stress of your missed flight? How did you recuperate, and how did you just get back on track and more focused and in the mindset for lifting?
Well, I mean, back squat started off pretty hectic because I was like stressing, like, I don't have time to eat, I just have to go and do this. But after I like got a couple sets in for back squat, I was like, okay, I can chill now, I can eat something and drink, and like, I'll be okay and I'll make it, you know? Yeah.
Bodhi, have you talked to your brother yet?
I did, yes.
Is he impressed? Is he jealous? What's he got to say about your performance today?
He said, congrats, sorry I missed your deadlifts. And I said, you don't need to be sorry, there wasn't much to miss.
Bodhi, what are your goals going forward? You said to me in the warm-up room afterwards that you've never lost before.
Yeah.
How are you processing that, and then what are you going to do with that going forward?
I'll just take it as motivation. I've been lifting for 9 years. It's the first time I've ever lost. So I'm not really upset with how I did. I'm just dissatisfied. So I'll just take it as more motivation. And hopefully I'll be able to improve on my training and be able to try and qualify and come back again next year. And hopefully I could succeed.
That's an extremely mature approach, and you've handled it very, very well. So really hats off to you for that. You're setting a really great example for all of these juniors and sub-juniors. Trinity, what does the World Championships mean to you? What did it mean to you to be here and to represent your country on the biggest stage in powerlifting?
It meant like, wow. It was just like, wow, I wasn't even expecting to make it here. And then like, all of a sudden we got our invite and I was like, oh, I'm going to Romania. It was crazy and amazing. It's been an amazing experience.
All right. Are there any other questions for Trinity or Bodhi? No? All right. With that, we're going to let you go. Congratulations again on your huge performances.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have the latest world champion for the United States in Jessica Hagerty in the sub-junior 52 kilo class. And we've got the latest world record breaker in Eleni Guerrera in the 57 kilo sub-junior class. To start off with, let's go to, first of all, congratulations to both of you. You put on an amazing performance and a huge show today. The crowd was absolutely electric for you. And so first, I just want to go to the latest world champion, Jessica Hagerty. I had a lot of confidence that you could win this world championship, as you know. And what does it feel like?
I mean, honestly, it's crazy. I always, like, I figured, I thought that I could win. Obviously, you have some doubts going into it, and, like, you never know how other people's prep has gone. I really, really wanted to win, and I thought that I could, but I was kind of going in with the mindset that, like, I didn't want to feel, like, the devastation of losing. So I looked at it like, if I lose, God's taking the opportunity to humble me, and, like, I need the humbling. And so, like, I looked at it with that mindset so that, like, no matter what, like, I don't know, I, like, had a good mindset towards it because I was afraid of, like, feeling the devastation of losing. So, I mean, obviously I'm happy that I won, but, like, if I didn't, I would have a hard time with it, but I would be, like, you know what, like, God's doing something. Like, you know what, there's next year, and like, there's a whole lot of future coming up, so it's fine.
Well, I think you got a little taste of the best of both sides of that. Why don't you take us through your day and tell us about how you almost bombed out on squat?
Don't laugh at me.
No,
It is what it is.
you can laugh at me. That's the thing.
So I went in, and I think the whole entire time this morning, like, I was very zen. I was feeling good. I was feeling confident. I was like, okay, you know, meet days go well for me. Trust the taper. My coach knows what he's doing. And for squat, I was just so amped up. And, I mean, talking to Paul, he knows, you know, I was warming up for squat, and I was like, I can't wait to bench. I can't wait to bench. And I was really, like, definitely rushing into it, and I think that's what happened out on the platform. So I went 1 for 3 on squat, which was not what we wanted. I was planning on going for a world record squat.
She got a 7.5 comp PR though. Can we please look at that?
Yeah. It's not a all-time PR, but I'm just happy I made it on the board. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I was just rushing. I lost my balance with my footing. And also, I squat in a commercial gym, and I'm used to staring at a wall when I squat. So I didn't really pick a spot in the crowd to keep my eyes on. So, like, I feel like that kind of threw my balance off just a little bit. So squats was a roller coaster, but I was really relieved to make my third one. And after that, I was like, okay, I need to chill. I was like, my heart rate needs to go down. I need to chill. I know what I'm doing. I'm good. So squats was crazy.
And then you were really excited about bench press, so tell us how bench press went.
Bench went good. I took golden bench. I don't even know what I put up, 82 and a half? 82 and a half. So that's, what is that? 182. I've put up 185 at the gym just last week. So, you know, I was setting up and I was taking my time. I was worried about the floor. I have a tendency to, like, rush my setup. Just rush in general, but I was worried about my feet slipping and my butt coming up, so I really took my time with setup. And from there, I just stayed tight, and I went 3 for 3, and I ended up taking golden bench, so I was really happy about that. So, I mean, it felt like my redemption after a crappy squat session, so.
And then go ahead and finish off the day. How did you finish on deadlift?
Shockingly, I took silver in deadlift, which has never been my specialty. My deadlift started off ratchet. It was so bad. So it's come a long way, and this prep I actually switched to sumo, which took me about 6 weeks to, like, start to actually get it down, and even after that, it was still, like, week by week. I had really good sessions, and then I had really bad sessions. So I ended up going 3 for 3. I took silver, and I had an all-time PR of 308. And in my opinion, I have more in the tank.
You better load 3 plates when you go home. I swear to God, I better get a video the second you're home.
We'll see what RG says. But I was really happy to finish off, and I was living in the moment. It was really fun. So I'm excited.
Yeah, well, we're really, really proud of you. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Turning it over to Eleni, why don't you tell us how your day unfolded?
It was such a roller coaster. Okay, so we'll start with squats. Warming up, I felt fine. I weighed in pretty light today, lighter than I have in prep. I've been weighing around 56, and I weighed in a little under 55 today after eating and drinking some water. So I didn't question it much because I weighed in lighter at nationals, and I was like, okay, this is not going to be an issue. So I go into squats. They felt completely normal. I took my opener. I felt good about it. I took my second. I was like, okay. And we loaded 137.5, and I grinded it out, but I missed it on depth. And that's okay. I agree with the judges on that one. So, sorry. So for bench, I was a little frustrated with this. I wouldn't say I was not mentally there entirely for deadlifts, but it wasn't because of bench. I took my opener at 67.5. I took 72.5, which moved phenomenal, and I missed something that I've probably hit the last 6 weeks straight with
confirm.
a pause and easy, like RPE 8, and that was really frustrating. But I was just like, whatever. I'm a deadlifter. I got this. I go out there and I take my opener, and I see the lights go, and I'm like, why is there a red? I've never in my life actually gotten a red on a deadlift. So I was like, okay, maybe it was a hitch or whatever, and I'm like, whatever, it's just one red. They're not going to overturn it. I was confident about that, and I was like, all right, world record, let's go. I was excited. And I just wanted to, before I keep going, I wanted to give a shout out to Magg, who was literally my best friend back there and like kept me sane, let me ugly cry in her arms. And Vin, who kept me also sane. And if I cry, I'm sorry. It's not sad tears, it's thankful tears, because you guys mean so much to me. And you put up with me in that room singing Taylor Swift before I went on the platform. And, sorry. I didn't mean to fail you in any way. You guys were here for me the entire time, and it means so much to me that you're here. Anyways, I took my second. I think it was 171. Somebody could tell me if I'm wrong. I think it was 171. 171.5. I took it, and when I was at the top, I was like, great, that moved fantastic. And I put the bar down, and I turn around, and there's those red lights flashing in my face, and I'm like, guys, what's going on? So I'm like, okay, now I'm freaking out, because then this girl from Canada puts in a chip over my opener, and she gets it. All creds to her. She's definitely not watching this, but you're sweet. Love you. And then I was like, all right. Meg knocked me in my place. I was sitting in a chair, and Meg was like reminding me why I do this sport, and I don't even, like, when I missed that second, I didn't even know if I could go out there and take a third. I was freaking out. I was like, I came here for one reason, and I got it taken from me, but that's okay. But I went out there, and I took it, and I saw the two reds, and, like, I didn't even know what to think. Meg, thank you for letting me ugly cry in your arms when that happened. I don't actually know who came over and told me it was overturned. I think it was you. But then I screamed, and then I gave Vin a hug, and then and then Vin was hugging me when Singapore pulled her third, which was also very well deserved. So hats off to her, and she was very, very sweet, and she gave me some Asian snacks, so I'm excited. But thank you to both of you. Made this day possible.
So this question is for both of y'all. I've found that many of my athletes, after having coming to Worlds or an NAPF, some international experience, honestly, it kind of takes them to another level after the fact, you know, in their training, and when they get back to Worlds, they're just, you know, they're really on a higher level. What do you feel like you're going to take away from this meet and the adversity you faced to, you know, train better or compete better or just handle meet day adversity better? What are some things that you feel like, you know, you learned today?
For me personally, I would say, yes, be in the moment, but also, like, don't get ahead of yourself. Like, take it every attempt, every warm-up, take it, make sure it's standard. Like, just keep a cool head. For training for squats personally, like, I'm going to switch, make sure I, like, always set it up completely the exact same as I would on that stage. And for everything else, I would just, like, I would regulate, like, the consistency of my lifts, make sure every single one is to standard, and if it's not, like, not accepting that, like, going again and whatnot, because my squats threw me for a loop, and I feel like it caused a lot of drama, but at the end of the day, like, we were able to pull through and whatnot, but there's a lot of takeaways, and just, like, keeping a level head and not getting ahead of yourself is definitely my biggest piece of advice. Like, that's all you can do.
So this is for Jessica. Oh, sorry. I didn't know that it was.
Wait, what was the question again?
What would you take away from the international stage?
Oh. The hype about everything is just real. Like, when people, Vin told me, he was like, it's different, But when I got here, I was like, well, I feel fine. I got here today. I was like, I feel fine. This guy's insane. And then I get on there and I'm like, uh-oh, he's right. And I'm glad I experienced that, because now I know for future years that's just the way it is, and I can try to get past that. And that world record's coming to me next year. That's coming to me next year. I'm so serious. That's coming to me next year. And I think next year I just need to remember to flush this out. This is just one meet. It may have been total wise, it's the best meet I've had, but attempts made, it's the worst meet I've had. But trying to tell myself I didn't lose to get silver. I won to get silver. So.
It's me again. This is for Jessica. I would love to know how you met your coach. He's a big deal in the international powerlifting space. He's been around for a long time, so I'd love to know how he became your coach and how you all met.
RG, look how. So at my first ever meet, I'm from Elkhorn, Wisconsin. So my first ever meet, I love my Elkhorn coaches. They are absolutely amazing. And even today, like, they're sitting here cheering me on. They were watching. They're amazing. So shout out to them. But at my first ever meet, I was squatting god-awful form. Oh my gosh. My feet were so far out. It was horrible. I think I was squatting like 185, and like my knees were basically touching. It was so bad. And I don't know what he saw in me. I really don't. But he pulled me aside, I think after I was done squatting, maybe, or after bench, I don't know. He pulled me aside and he was like, listen here, you could be good. He was like, listen to your coaches. I'm serious. He was like, seriously. He was really serious. Seriously. Listen to your coaches. He was like, yeah. He didn't really have anything else to say, and I was like, thank you. And I had no idea who he was. I was like, who's this old guy pulling me aside? I was like, okay, like, what does he know? I know he knows a lot, apparently. But yeah, I met him there, and then from there, I don't think we talked after that until state. And I wasn't aware, and neither were my coaches at Elkhorn, that we had to qualify for we had to register for nationals before state. So I was under the impression that, like, you had to go to state to qualify for nationals, and I think that's how it is with most people. But Wisconsin State, it's so close to nationals that registration actually closes before state even happens. So I found RG after state because it went really well, and like I was like, oh, like, I want to go to nationals, and he was like, what do you mean? He was like, registration closed like a week ago. He was like, you needed to register already. And I was like, what? I was like, you're joking, right? And so, like, we even emailed USAPL before. That was.
You're gonna get kicked out of the IPF for that one.
I wasn't aware at that time, but we even emailed them, and they were like, no, it's too late, whatever. I would have done good at nationals too, but you know, it all worked out for a reason. So then from there, over the summer, I contacted RG, and I was like, hey, like, cause my coaches at Elkhorn, like, they said basically, like, we'll take you to state, but we're not really gonna take anyone else further, you know? So I was like, okay, that's fine. And they, like, said, like, if I wanted to work with RG, like, go right ahead. So I started working with RG in the summer, and last summer, so a year ago, I was like, I want to go to Worlds. I had no idea if it was possible, but I said that I wanted to go to Worlds, and RG was like, okay, well, we got to get some stuff figured out, because, I mean, I was still transitioning with form, and I've come a very, very long way, so all credit to him for that. But yeah, we met all the way back at my very first meet, and then at state, he started coaching me, and now we're here, and he made me a world champion, so very grateful.
Is it true that he paid for you?
Yeah, so he's an equipped coach, and the first thing he said to my coaches at the very first Elkhorn meet is he said, how much for the little girl? Yeah, so he did not pay for me. We didn't make him.
Oh my gosh.
want to. He did want to, so.
This question's for both of you. Y'all were pretty happy, you know, of course the meet was going on and y'all were kind of all over the place there, but kind of coming back, bouncing around, goofing off, playing around while you're preparing. And there's a lot of time left in this meet, kind of before we all go home. Are y'all gonna keep up that same peppy? What are y'all looking forward to the rest of the time that y'all are here?
Can I go?
Go ahead.
Okay. Oh my God, this is so. I'm sorry if I cry. I can't hold back. I'm sorry. Like the people here are like my best friends in the entire world. I feel like. Sorry. Like Joy, Chelsea, Meg, Jess. There's somebody else and I can't remember, and I feel like, Haley, if you're watching this, you're definitely not, but I love you. Vin, you're also my best friend.
Mustache.
But getting to spend time with, friends that like I didn't know I had until this year means so much to me. I'm so sorry. You guys all inspire me every single day, and I show up because you guys push me, and you guys understand who I am, and I feel like I can be myself around all of you. Even Paul, I was like singing Taylor Swift to him. Can we please post it? But like, in just the time I've gotten to spend with you, this trip has been amazing. And I'm gonna miss you so much. Please visit me.
I will. We're gonna
And Vin, this is my announcement that I'm coming to your meet in Buffalo. I don't care what you say. But Jess, I'm so proud of you. You deserved every moment of that win. Keep doing you.
Thank you. Going forward, I would definitely agree. The people here, it's actually insane. I love my friends and family back home, but it's so different being able to connect with people that are in the exact same position as you, people that are also in two-way and three-way battles, people that are also like stressed about making weight and stressed about like their macros and like stupid stuff like that, and like are worried about like one bad squat day or one bad bench day. Like being able to connect with people that have the same exact like excitements and fears and worries is so surreal, and like being able to connect with people from around the country. I actually like love it. Like Tibby from Australia, she's always like, I reckon. And she was like, oh, that's far out.
Far out.
I'm like, what? Like, what does that mean?
I love you, Tiggy. I saw you in the audience.
She was amazing. But going forward, I cannot wait to like see all the people here compete and like to be in that audience. I know I'm gonna have zero voice left. My voice is already going, but I cannot wait to see Chelsea and Joy and Tiggy and everyone else compete and put on their best fight, because everyone that's here deserves to be here, and like that is saying something, and to have people in the same position as you, like it's actually crazy, and like it feels like such an honor, and like the fact that we're in Romania right now is like, what?
I keep telling everybody, me and Jess were getting ready, Meg was there, Joy was there, Chelsea was there, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, how are we all in the same room right now?
This is a simulation.
Like, why are we all in the same room?
Like, this is my Instagram. What's going on? Like, this is so weird. So I cannot wait to cheer everyone else on and watch everyone else be super successful and put up numbers that they've never put up before, and just have a good time, because it's so awesome, and just like meeting everyone here is absolutely insane.
Okay, does anyone else have any questions? Are there any more questions? Okay, Eleni, for you, are you still going to be a sub-junior next year?
Yes, indeed.
So what's the goal going forward?
Gonna win next year.
All right, and Jessica, are you aging into the juniors next year?
I am, yes.
So what's your goals going forward?
I want to clean up all my lifts. I want to be consistent, and I want to put up numbers that a year ago you would have told me like there's absolutely no way. I want to put up numbers that are bigger than the equipped lifters my age, and I just want to have a good time, because honestly, like this whole time, even during squats, like the adversity and whatnot, like I was enjoying myself and I was there with a smile on my face, and like I genuinely was happy. Like I was like about to bomb out or like possibly bomb out, and I was like, you know what, like this is so cool. The goal was to make it here. So next year, like the goal is to make it here, and the goal is to have fun, because like that's all you can control. And I mean, obviously you can control like how your training goes, and like training is the big thing, like how every single day in practice goes. That's the big thing. And then during the day, or like on the day of the competition, like I would love to win. I don't think it's realistic for next year, but who knows? Just have fun and like do my best to stay consistent. Hopefully go 9 for 9, but like whatever happens, happens, and it'll be fun.
All right, so I guess we'll see you both back at one of the national championships this year, either high school nationals or junior nationals. So you can make it back to the junior and sub-junior world championships next year, which is in Malta. So that'll be amazing. So, all right, with that, if no one else has any questions. Yep, we got one more question. Go ahead. Mr. Hagerty.
Jessica, sorry my voice is a little shot, but so are there any maybe growing up nicknames that are appropriate for times like this that you would like to
No, I don't think so.
No? None? Okay.
No, Bam Bam.
And why, can you please explain a little bit about why that is? And
I'm interested.
Okay. So growing up, my sister loved horses. And we had this rocking chair at my house in Illinois, and I would always like sit on it, rock on it, whatever. And my brother, Josiah Hagerty, he loves to pull people's strings and test their patience. And let me just tell you, so he took a plastic broom and he pretended to shoot the horse, and I was really offended for my sister. Because my sister, I was like, I love you, and I was like, he's disrespecting you. I was like, no. So I took the broom from him, and I hit him over the head with it. And after I did, I felt so bad. I was like, oh no. I didn't know how strong I was. Even back then, I was 2 years old. And his head's gushing blood. He had to get like 3 layers of stitches. It was bad. So they started calling me Bam Bam because of it. I don't think it applies here.
Okay, and Jessica, one more question for you. I heard through the grapevine that you wrote some letters for your parents and for your coach, actually, before you left for coming to Romania, and you delivered them to them here. Do you want to say anything about those letters?
I just wanted them to know how much I appreciate them. I obviously would not be here if it was not for them. Out of everyone here, like, they're the people that have seen my potential and believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. And like, starting out powerlifting, like, if you would have looked at my first meet, like, I don't know how RG saw my potential. Like, seriously, everything was bad. My deadlift, it wasn't sumo, it wasn't conventional, it was in between. It was so atrocious. I had to delete the pictures because of how bad it was. Like, I don't know what he saw. I don't know what he saw, but if it were not for him and like my coaches back home too, if they had not like pushed me and like been there to spot me and like encourage me and help me all along the way, like, I wouldn't be here. And if it weren't for my parents, like, obviously supporting me the whole way through, financially, emotionally, my dad being there with me for every single workout, like, whenever I had a doubt about like if I was able to get my next bench or my next squat, my dad's sitting there so annoyingly. He's like, you got this, you got this, you got this. And like, as much as he gets on my nerves, like, that is like what I was like envisioning and channeling and like thinking about like this whole entire day and whatnot. So like, a huge thank you to them for bringing me here and for being able to support me and get me here, because I wouldn't be here if it was not without them. So yeah.
So to all the other lifters, you should write some letters to your parents. Eleni, is there any final things that you want to say before we close this?
Shout out to Joy. I love you. You're my inspiration for literally life. So keep doing you, please. Block out the haters. Use code JOY for Gymshark.
Okay, with that, we'll close these first round of press conferences for the classic side of the Sub-Junior and Junior World Championships. Congratulations to both of you on your amazing performances. I'm sure you inspired a lot of people today. We're extremely proud of you, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Congrats.